host, Jess Hugo, and I am so excited to have you here. I'm an online personal trainer and nutritionist, but honestly, underneath it all, I am just a girl who is struggling, thriving, and surviving somehow all at once. So if this is you, you are not alone. If you want all the juicy tea on what it's like to be a girl navigating her 20s, I'm talking relationships, health, fitness, social life, work, and everything in between, then you're in the right place.
Hello, my girls. Welcome back to another episode. I honestly can't even believe I'm filming this episode right now just because how the hell has this year absolutely flown by. I know the sticky point at this time of year as well. Like, I know you're kind of like in that limbo of like, fuck, kind of didn't tick off everything that I wanted to this year. Same sis, it's okay. But also like, fuck, I don't even know what I want to achieve next year. And I've come to notice from just having conversations recently that goal setting can be really, really hard. And I mean, okay, I actually knew that. I knew goal setting could be really, really hard and was really, really hard because it's scary. It's scary to write down these crazy things that you're not actually sure if you're going to be able to achieve or not. It's like, you're obviously writing down things that push your edges, feel a little bit uncomfy, and it is scary like putting that out into the world and thinking I might not achieve that, but you need to push past that scarcity to make moves. If you feel like the last few years have kind of looked the same and you haven't been able to make moves, it's because you're not pushing to your edges. Writing down like, I want to focus on my mental health, get so specific. I want to cut off these toxic friends by June. I don't want to be feeling like I'm struggling every single day. I'm going to go seek external support, you know, just getting so specific in it. And it's like right now, December 3rd, it's the time to lock in and start creating some major goals. Like, I just feel like 2026 is going to be our year. I'm so excited to come along the journey together. Like, upon a reflection of my 2025, I feel like I've had a pretty solid year. Like, of course, there's ebbs and flows. There always is. But I just feel like I had so many good things happen to me this year. And this is like, I was going to say it's not a flex, but it is a flex because we want to push our edges and have good things happen to us, of course. But I don't want you to see this in a way of like, oh my God, all this good shit happened to her, nothing happened to me. Like, I want you to actually sit with it and figure out what actually happened to you. But when I like reflect on it, it's like, I've grown my business rapidly this year. I've been so booked and busy. I started the podcast. Like, I've almost been doing this. I didn't launch it in January, but I pre-filmed episodes and like pre-put out episodes. So I've almost been doing this for a whole year, uploading weekly without fail, consistently every single week, Wednesday, 7 a.m. Like, I have done the thing I said I was going to do. I solo traveled just to like, interstate, as I said, but I still did it solo, crazy. I've just pushed outside my comfort zone completely. For example, with the retreat, I didn't know any girls there, just doing things that scare me. And I actually, I said on January 1st, I posted on my story on Instagram saying my word of the year is risk taker or risks or risk taking. And I brought it to you guys as well on the potty. But it was like just going all in and just not thinking, what if this happens? What if this happens? And just thinking the best outcome. Like, well, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I can, like, you know what I mean? Just not doubting your abilities. On top of all of that, I've actually low-key been in a deficit the last, how long? Like 2 to 3 months. And I am down like 3.5 to 4 kilos, which is pretty crazy of like fat. Like, body fat percentage is down. Crazy. Like, that was the goal obviously, but absolutely crazy because I've always played into this story of I can't get lean enough. I just like, and have discernment. Obviously I do have PCOS and sometimes it's fucking hard, bitch. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, why the fuck do I look like that? That is not how I look. Why is my stomach not flat? But then also I'm like, okay, I have PCOS. And like, I literally, when I got I think I've told you guys this, when I got my scans, I've got so many fucking cysts, bitch. Like, I literally, you cannot count. I'm pretty sure they put like, I can't remember the number, but like whatever it was, plus, like they weren't even counting, bitch. So like this plus, she's in the plus range. Like, she's got too many to deal with. And I can laugh about it now. We know I cried at the time, but it's like, I was always like, well, fuck, then I'm not going to have, my dream body. I'm not going to be able to have that flat stomach. I'm not going to be able to wear a bikini. But like, the longer I said that about myself, the longer I was going to play into that. So I was like, I'm just going to go all in and not make it my personality and not really talk about it that much. Like, I've obviously talked about it here and there. You might have known, but I haven't made it like this whole, personality. And I've just been feeling really great about that too. And it's like, where can we set these big goals and actually just work in private and kind of like shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like it feels so good to post on our story, sure, and tell everyone, but then also sometimes it can be so scary to tell everyone as well. But it's like when we're constantly telling everyone about our stuff, I saw this thing the other day and I fully believe it. It's like people will and do prey on your downfall. People do want you to not succeed. They do get jealous and weird about things. I don't know why people do it. I guess it's just human nature. But where can you just stay in your lane, work on what you're doing, and not let the external noise change how you feel about things? And it's like everyone's just writing the same generic goals, right? Eat healthy, save some money, work on my mental health, travel some more. But like the reason you never actually achieve those things or really stick to it or have clarity around it, like how many times do you set a goal in January and by like March you're like, like fuck my stupid goals, I don't care. It's because there's no structure. You don't actually have something solid there that's so specific and structured. So today I'm going to break down the 6 goal setting pillars that are essential for setting goals, and they're exactly what I'm going to be using to set my goals for 2026. So it's just the exact way to set everything up so it actually aligns with how you want your life to feel. We're not playing small in 2026. And as I said, I feel like, again, 2025 was still a great year for me, but I know 2026 can be bigger and better. I know I have bigger and better goals and things I'm wanting to achieve. So it's like, instead of getting stuck in that weird, the weird limbo where it's like kind of between Christmas and the New Year and no one knows what day it is and no one knows what time it is and no one knows what the date is. It's like leftovers for like breakfast, lunch and dinner. You're kind of like not sure what's going on and you're like, I'm going to start fresh on Monday. I remember this year, it happened so... because January 4th was Monday. So everyone was like starting on a Monday, January 4th after the public holidays, like let's get it. But I knew deep down, so many people weren't ready to start January 4th, just with so much going on. Your family's away, you're away, you've got like, random things going on. You've got loopholes that you've probably quickly wrapped up before you went on leave. And then you're going back to work soon and that you're thinking about subconsciously. You're trying to catch up with friends. You're maybe travel. Like there's just so many different things that are going on in that time. And if you don't have your goals that like written out, clear, done before this weird limbo time, they're gonna go on the back burner and it's gonna feel really hard to get back into, because I don't actually know which day is the Monday this year. It must be like, I don't know. Wait, why am I, when the days change, it must be, oh my God, why am I blanking? It must be Tuesday, the 4th this year, right? I don't even know. Check your calendars, bitch. What am I? A calendar? I don't know. But like, sorry, like what the fuck? You know what I'm trying to say though. But we should then you can't commit to that date, right? Because you're like, oh, it's too soon. Then it falls. Next minute's February and you still haven't figured out your goals. And you're like, well, it's too late now. No, it's not. Actually, that's like the perfect time to go buy your calendars and stuff because they're always putting them on sale. But I digress. We're setting goals now. We're starting with clarity now. We're doing it. Now is the time. So before I go into all of these pillars, please just remember, meet yourself where you're at. Things clear up and become more apparent the further you go into the year, and sometimes goals changes. I think you need to be realistic with how you set them, but also be scary. So something for me, I knew this year I wanted to travel a little bit more. And when I say travel, I think people instantly think international travel, but I was like, I've never even literally been to Melbourne. I've never been to Perth. I've never been anywhere really. I've been to Queensland a few times and that was it. So that's why we planned the Melbourne trip, because I was like, I want to go and travel interstate first before I go and jump the gun and be like, I want to travel overseas and see if I actually like it, see if the all the planning and stuff is super stressful and things like that. It wasn't. It was fine. I'm going to do a whole ep for you on that. But I just think meet yourself where you're at. You can't go from 0 to 100. So if right now you've never traveled at all, don't be like, okay, Europe 2026. Be like, okay, I want to travel and see this place. And it can be specific and it can be international, but maybe it's a little bit closer like New Zealand or something like that, rather than it being this crazy thing of I'm going to go to America, because that is literally so far from here and it's going to be expensive and it's going to be this and it's going to be that, and that's going to be a goal that stresses you out. So coming into all of this, before I go into any of this, you need to meet yourself where you're at. Additionally, I've got some prompts that I want you to do before jumping in. So what are you most proud of from 2025? What is the thing that you're like, I fucking did that was such a big deal, I'm so proud of myself for that? It can literally be anything health and fitness related, but it could be anything, even lifestyle. I got a promotion at work. I left my toxic job. I overcame my struggles with eating. I broke up with my toxic boyfriend. I cut off aligned people. Like, what is that thing that you're really, really proud of this year? I want you to write that at the top of the page. And then what do I want less of next year? And when I say less of, like less drama with friends, less time on my screen, less time feeling so overwhelmed. Like, I know even for me lately, I'm like, I am done with being on my phone. Like, I'm like, literally take it away from me. I think everyone is dealing with this at the moment, but where you like pick it up just because you have nothing to do. And it's like, why? Like, just put it down, find something else to do, go outside. Like, literally, I've been so intentional, and I'm still, I'm not perfect, but I'm still trying to be so intentional lately of like, cool, you're feeling overwhelmed. Your phone is just going to make you feel more overwhelmed. How about you actually just go outside, get some fresh air, like be intentional with taking breaths. Like, fuck, if you live near me, I'm fucking gasping for air in the front yard. Like, because I just think it's like, our phones make us feel that way. And I'm like, I want less of that next year. So what do you want less of next year? And if 2026 was my level up year, what would that look like? So for me, it's like, I really want to introduce something into my business. I really want to add like something. It's kind of big. It's pushing the edges. It's really, really scary, but I would want to do it so freaking bad. I know that like in 2026, the level up year like would look like including this into my business and incorporating this and changing things. I know that it would be like maintaining this physique and like getting really strong. You know what? Actually, highlight of my week. We should start doing a highlight of the week, maybe in the new year. But someone messaged me on Instagram and was like, I really want to know like your leg day routine and your upper body routine. I want to know everything. I want to know how you look that way. And I was like, oh my God, because we all know that we can get so in our heads and like just feel certain ways, especially if you're, as I was just saying, like PCOS, like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like I don't look like that. Sometimes I think I look so kind of like bloated and like higher body fat, especially around my stomach, than I truly am. Like, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, how am I weighing in it this way? And like, you know what I mean? Like, all the data, yeah, it makes sense, but I'm just saying like it doesn't make sense. And then I just feel like defeated by my PCOS sometimes, especially because I work in the industry, and then people will message me or my clients will tell me like, I fucking want to look like you. And I'm like, guys, you're going to make me cry. And yeah, so this girl, I have no idea who she is, but she said, like, I need to know your whole routine. Please post a video on it or send me, do you have any videos? And I was like, I got you. I'll post some videos. But like, isn't that so fucking cool? I don't know where I was going with that. But, I said, because I want to like maintain I want to maintain this like level of physique, where people are literally like, oh my God, your legs look so good, your shoulders look so good. I'm like, slay girl, and I'm here for the girlies. So I'm going to post the video. I'm going to post the routine. Anyway, let's get into the pillars because I feel like I've been yapping your ear off. So we've got 6. I'm going to go one by one, but I'll like recap them at the end for you. So starting with lifestyle, I've talked about this a little bit. Morning routines, evening routines, the habits that we're creating in those routines and having that balance of everything. So if you are just waking up, snoozing your alarm, rolling out of bed, rolling out of bread. Why am I being silly and goofy? I'm being serious right now. I'm sorry. I'm in a silly, goofy mood. This is just my personality. But rolling out of bed, not even like attempting to make it. And when I say make it, you do not need to do the hotel style tuck-in sheets that piss you the fuck off when you're overstimulated in bed and you're trying to pull them out with your toes and you're not strong enough because you're tired as fuck and you can't get it out. I'm not talking like that. But like, God forbid you just pull the fucking quilt over and like at least attempt to make it. Like, come on, sis. If you're doing all of that, you're going to feel shit. So it's like for me, I never snooze my alarm. I get up straight away. I've been really trying to not check my phone at all. It's so hard for me, obviously, because my business is on my phone. And then I'm like getting overstimulated at 6 a.m. And I'm like, I don't actually need to check my work at 6 a.m. I don't. Just because I work for myself does not mean I need to do that. And it's like, maybe you don't work for yourself, but in the context of like, you don't need to reply to your friends at 6 a.m. Or even when I used to work for other people, there was like group chats always popping off. I don't need to reply to you at 8 p.m. I don't need to reply to you at 6 a.m. Like, it's so overstimulating, and I feel so much more clarity and better about things when I have that routine of like getting up, like not snoozing my alarm, getting up on my alarm straight away, not really checking my phone, other than like sometimes I'm going for a hot girl walk with a friend, I'm like texting, but otherwise like not really checking my phone. I'm putting my quilt cover across properly, opening up my window, getting fresh air and fresh light in. That is like every single step I do in the morning to just set up my room, set up my space. And then normally, sometimes I just literally go downstairs straight away, eat my pre-workout and train. Sometimes I eat my pre-workout, go for a walk. Like, I'm always getting movement in straight away, so I'm not getting overstimulated checking everything. And what I also like to do as well is like really setting up of like, if I'm walking alone, making sure I have podcasts to listen to like on tap, so I'm like excited to listen to it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I've got Jess's new podcast episode to watch, I'm gonna listen to that and, you know, take my headphones and go on this walk. And I think we got get in our heads of like it needs to be perfect, of we need to do an hour to get all our steps. No, like you can do 20 minutes, you can do 30 minutes, like whatever you have time for. And I know everyone's day and routine looks different. Yeah, I know some people say I'm not a morning person, I've got to go to work, blah blah blah, but like I also like try to start work at the same time and stick to a routine as well, and I still kind of manage to get it done because I know that sets me up for success. I personally hate waiting until it's not too hot in the afternoons. Like right now, obviously daylight savings, the sun's going down like 7:30, 8. And so I don't want to wait till 8 o'clock on a 30-degree day for it to finally come down to like 24 to walk. I'm done by that point. So I find like that is always a very much like toxic trap. So I like to just get up early and get it done, and then I can just do whatever else I want throughout the day, like without it being like worried in the back of my head, oh my god, I'm trying to do my admin but I've got steps to do, you know what I mean? And it's just like can really stick in the back of the head. So figuring out a morning and evening routine that actually aligns with you and your goals. If you've written down, I want to lose 5 kilos next year, what does that look like? It starts with your routine, your morning routine, your evening routines. What is your switch off time? Are you right now feeling so bloated and overwhelmed and because you're not getting enough sleep, because you're staying up late, scroll holing, like watching all these shows? I know you guys do it. I know you guys are so guilty of it, because I think I've talked about this before. I'll get like inquiries at like 1 a.m, 2 a.m. I'm like, what are you girls doing? Like I see it the next morning with the like timestamp on it. I'm like, this is crazy. Like go to bed. This is what is ruining you achieving your goals. So also in all of that, as I said, it's actually just setting those boundaries with yourself of, I need to take time to go offline. I need to take time to have solo dates, go do reading, have reading goals. I have not been achieving my reading goal this year, honestly. I'm still working towards it, but I don't think I'm going to tick it off. But just having things to look forward to and work on, and it just being okay with like not being perfect and not always getting it ticked off. Time limits on apps. Download the app Opal. Make sure that you get on that and literally, I feel like I'm really yapping on this one. I just realized I'm yapping on this one topic for so long. I might have to break this up into 2 parts. Oh my god, I hate when people do that. Anyway, time limits on apps. So Opal, and even you can do it in the iPhone settings now where, what's it called? Like, I don't know, but it gives you the notification where it locks you out. Why am I not even thinking of what it's called? What does my ideal day look like? Literally just, what does my ideal day look like? Do I want to be wasting so long on these apps that don't even serve me? I feel like this season right now is like full pregnancy announcements, engagements, weddings, travel, like everyone's at their peak highlight reel. It obviously correlates with summer now that I think about it, but looking into that all the time is going to make you feel shit about your current situation. So where can we actually look at how long you've been spending in your screen time and put that time and energy into something else? Instead of spending an hour on Instagram, can I spend 20 minutes going for a walk, 20 minutes cleaning my room, and 20 minutes reading a book? That's still an hour, and you've got 3 productive tasks done instead of just being on TikTok or being on Instagram and comparing yourself to everyone else and everyone else's experiences, because that is where we always get caught in this toxic cycle. Next, travel and experiences. So pillar 2, travel and experiences. Where do we want to go? I know I touched on this just before, but do we want to go to new places? Do we want to be doing like, you know, a long travel to Europe that could look like 4 to 6 weeks? Or do we just want to do like a weekend away? You guys know I've been doing so many weekends away this year of just going to like Newcastle, and it's like nothing crazy. It's nothing extravagant, but it's just a time to kind of step back, do a little bit of a reset and take a breath. But it's like, what memories do I actually want to create this year? What actually feels aligned, and what experiences will make me feel most aligned? I think as well, like, it's so glamorized, but so many people, like, think about how long it takes you to get to Europe, for example, from Sydney, or Australia. Think of how long it takes you, like, to figure out planning all of it. Imagine I feel like I have heard so many horror stories between the shitty accommodation that you can get stuck in with the bed bugs and like the fucking pickpocketers. And I'm not trying to say that it's not going to be a good experience. Of fucking course it will be. But like, also that sounds kind of shit. Like we are like, oh my god, I want to go to Europe and like get a photo here and get a photo there. But like, oh, the 20 fucking plus hours of travel, the fucking bed bugs. Oh, that would be my 13th reason. So it's like, Let's actually figure out what we truly, really want. Because I'm like, I want to go to Europe, but like that sounds terrible. But in all of that, there's other ways to go. Like recently this year, I was thinking, I didn't book it, but I was thinking, oh my God, I should just cruise around Europe because I love a cruise. I love that you don't have to figure out accommodation. All the food's kind of sorted out and you can kind of just go back on the boat if you're like, you know, sick of things. Like I love that. And even one of my girls was telling me she's going one in Miami. I'm jealous of her. And I think that's really cool as well. You'd still have to fly there though. But it's even if it's not a huge trip, it's just about doing something fun, expansion. It can be a weekend away, a retreat. The fucking retreat lit me up. You guys know that. Camping, a hotel in the city or even in a different city because I just find sometimes it's so boring in Sydney. As I said, going up the coast and things, weekend away, all of the things. Like how can you just like make it a little bit better? Because I think sometimes we all need a little bit of a step back from work. We don't necessarily need a 6-week holiday. I feel like sometimes you come back from your 6-week holiday and then you're like, fuck, I need another holiday just because that was so stressful and overwhelming to organize and that was a lot and now I need a breath and then it feels crazy. Next, I'm actually flying through it. No part 2. I jinxed you. I mean, no, I lied to you. Okay, 3. Work, business, career. What are you actually wanting out of this year? What is the direction of everything? Income goals. Scary, I know. Money, lots of people feel every different type of way about it. And I'm like still learning all of these things as well. And it's like, it feels crazy writing down a goal and like not knowing how you're going to get there and trying to figure out like what that actually looks like in terms of like work hours. Do you need to pick up another job? Do you need to do this? Do you need to do that? What direction do you want to go in? Do you want a promotion? What creative projects are you wanting to work on? I actually find it quite interesting. I do have this conversation a lot with my clients where they might be like, actually one of my clients, she's a barista. And so she just works in a cafe and I think her family own like a restaurant or a cafe or something as well. And then she was like, I actually feel really passionate about like personal training and I want to do my certs. And I was like, I fucking love this. Like, don't forget, this is navigating your 20s. You are also still in the situation to go try something new and go do something different and fun that like lights you up. And I have a couple girls as well that feel like I don't like what I'm doing right now. And I'm like, well, what are you passionate about? What are the things you like doing? And then go back from there. We're going to reverse engineer it. This is what I like doing. How can I make this a job? Can I do a side hustle here? Can I do this here? And like sometimes it's easier said than done, but like we don't have anything tying us to anything. Like we can make any moves. One of my girls actually, she's moving for like 3 months or something to Korea. I'm like, okay, like pop off. Like if that's what you want to do, like do it. Like what is holding you here at the end of the day? Really nothing. So I was like, okay, crazy moves, but like I respect it. All of this comes through with like more confidence at work, getting those opportunities, being able to live a kind of better life. You always see, everyone's like, okay, money doesn't buy happiness, right? But every bitch I know that has like been really grinding, earning more, really successful in their business just looks so much more happier, wealthier, all of the things. And like, yes, money doesn't buy happiness, but fuck, you can tell the difference between someone that is doing really fucking well and hitting those income goals and someone that's like, just what's the word? Just a normal girl doing a normal job. So what's actually really funny is like you might be thinking I don't have any career opportunities or I'm just doing a part-time job at the moment and I don't know where I want to go with that and things like that. So sitting back of like, can I just scroll on Seek and see what opportunities are out there at the moment and just see what I'm actually passionate about? Can I scroll on Pinterest for some inspiration? Like, what do I actually want to be known for next year? What do I actually want to be spending my time doing? And what does that look like? But also thinking of like hours as well, because I know there's what do you want your flexibility to be like? Do you want to work a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday? Do you want to be maybe doing like a 7 to 4? I think it's 7 to 4 maybe, where you work those longer hours to get that, like get one day off, you know what I mean? Do you want to be working from home half the week? Can we clock off at 5 p.m. still, or are we mentally clocking off at 8 p.m. because we're taking the work home with us and we're stressing so much about it and we're trying to sleep and we're waking up because we're super, super stressed? Like thinking of all those things when we're writing down our goals rather than just saying, I want a new job. Like let's get really specific on what you want everything to look like. Next, we have body, health, energy. So when we're thinking about our health and fitness goals, again, as I said, we don't want to just write, okay, I want to lose 5 kilos. Like we want to see what that looks like in your routines as well. So on top of that, what is our training routine going to look like? How many days a week do we think we can commit to in the new year? What is that going to look like? If we're changing jobs, going after maybe a career goal, we know we might have a little bit less time to work on our health and fitness goals. So let's be really realistic of like with what we're planning. Let's not say, okay, I'm going to do 5 sessions a week, but I also want to go after this money goal, and I also want to travel. Like, we can't be doing everything at once. So being really realistic of like, what's my training going to look like? What's my nutrition going to look like? Am I maybe going to invest in a coach and get some help with my training and nutrition? I think as well, like, you only really know this if you are in business, but like everyone always kind of says like more money, more problems. And when you kind of step into that next phase of business, you're really like leveling up and putting everything in, and you're almost grinding, but then everything gets lost in the back end. Relationships suffer, your health and fitness suffers, your overall nutrition suffers, and there needs to be this balance. So I think as well, if you are chasing this career goal, making sure you're actually utilizing that extra income to still kind of prioritize yourself and pour something into you. Because what I see a lot of people do when they're going after those types of big goals is they burn out quite quickly because they're running after this thing where it's just go, and your nervous system is like, oh my God, I'm feeling absolutely fried right now. So it's like, what is that actually going to look like? And then going into that level of like, where are we going to rest? Are we going to cycle sync and make sure that everything's actually aligning and meeting ourselves where we're at? And when I say cycle syncing, like, I feel like you definitely can still train on your period, case dependent, of course, but cycle syncing of like having grace where in some phases you're going to feel a little bit more tired, needing a little bit more sleep. And that's like factual. That's factual. So if you're in a corporate job and you're surrounded by a lot of men, where can you actually step into, I'm going to cycle sync and I'm going to work with my phases, because men have a different phase to me, and men don't understand that cycle, and men don't work on that, and they just expect like go, but it doesn't actually work with females. So like if you're stepping into this year, I really want to get around my gut health, my cycle syncing, really understanding the internals, and I'm going to get help with that. So like thinking when setting that goal, how do I want to feel in my body? Stronger, calmer, meaning like nervous system work, energized, leaner, like what is actually the thing for this year? I feel like once you get really clear on your goals as well, it helps you kind of step into the next one, which is relationships and connection. So thinking of friendships, dating, boundaries, communication, all of the things. And I think we always have that idea of like, oh, this would be fun. Like, oh, I should join this competitive sport because I would love to make new friends. But then we obviously like never do it. So thinking, what friendships actually align with me right now? What are the qualities of those friends that like I really value and look forward to? Like, what are the things that I love about them, and where can I find that elsewhere? So figuring out who your like ideal friend is as well. And I think coming to the bottom of this has helped me so much this year, of like figuring out the friends I do want and like what I kind of look for in a friend. And it's not just, oh, a girl in their 20s, you know what I mean? It's like, no, I actually want someone who kind of understands the ins and outs of like what it actually takes to be running a business, and isn't going to be fucking harassing me for not getting back to them straight away. And they are mutually respectful and value each other's time. Like, I hate people that, you know, time waste, are super disrespectful. Like, as soon as you disrespect me, you're done. So getting really clear of like what your boundaries are. And that goes into dating as well. Don't just be hopping on the apps, talking to anyone, and just not even caring about your needs just for like exposure. I feel like when I say exposure to dates, I saw this girl and she's like, I'm just dating this year for fun. I'm just dating, seeing what I like, blah, blah, blah. That's good and great and fine. But then next minute, you're going to feel really burnt out if you set a goal of like, you know how people do the series? Everyone does this at the start of the year as well. Like 100 dates. What is it? Dating to 100 dates. What is it called? First 100 dates or whatever, and you go on like 100 fucking different dates. I don't know why I'm blanking today, guys. So sorry. It's because I'm hype. I don't know. But it's like, oh my God, you're going to feel shit. And I remember this girl did it last year or this year. I can't even remember. But she was like on date 60 something, and she was like, I literally can't do this anymore. Like, it's so draining. It's like, ideally you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go on all these dates, but like at the end of the day, it's like not realistic. So like, what are the boundaries we're setting? What are we actually looking for? Getting really clear on that, and who adds peace and who drains it. As I said, cutting off those friendships. New year, new me, bitch. I am not entertaining those friendships anymore. So all the things, breakups, friendships, what are you actually looking for? What is like, do you want to be expanding your friend group? Are you like, I'm really happy with my friend group right now? Because if you can, skip. That means if you're really happy with your friend group, you can actually pour into one of the other pillars, aka working on you. Another thing I've been loving doing is muting people. Muting people on Instagram. If their story comes up and I'm like, oh, this person annoys me, muted. I mean, you can do the unfollow. It's case dependent. I feel like sometimes people like know when they're like, this bitch. If you don't want to start drama, mute. And if they notice you're not watching their stories, like God forbid you're watching your screen time and you're just not caring about going on Instagram or whatever. Like you can hide behind that. I haven't really been on, but muting, done. Next. That's all I have to say on that one because I feel like if you want more on that, I have so many episodes on it. Okay. Lastly, mindset and personal growth. Oh, I love this one. You actually don't realize how many layers there are to your emotional intelligence and how emotional you can be until you run a fucking business. It really peels back the layers. And so when I say I've done so much work in this year, I definitely have. And I feel like I've just come into feeling like recognizing new feelings I've never felt before, which is weird, and like understanding that it's actually okay to feel the feels, but like there is a way to also navigate it. And you guys know that I said that I used to feel like I was an emotional eater and straight away I'd go to food, and nowadays I can actually feel when I'm feeling emotional about something happens and I'm feeling frustrated, upset, I can feel myself wanting to go to food. But now I'm at that point where I can recognize that pattern and be like, you're not even hungry. You're just looking for something to kind of self-soothe and feel better in that dopamine hit. So it's like working on that has been so pivotal to not just like my health and fitness and all of the things, because not every single thing is about weight loss, but just like understanding yourself and understanding the patterns, and because it's how you show up in a relationship and friendships as well. And this is why I talked about like sometimes you can be the problem, because if you're not uncovering those layers and like peeling all of that back, you don't actually know. And I feel like this year I've come into it as well. Just I feel like, as I said, my business has grown, and the more you grow, the more people you connect with, the more you realize what you do want and what you don't want inside your world and like all of the things. And I just think that I've kind of like been suppressed for so long just because of how I've like been brought up. And I just feel like my family is not very emotional, or maybe they hide their emotions. I can't say they're not emotional, but I don't see them being emotional. They're not very like they don't really hug, and they don't really like, what is it? They're like not physical touch. You know what I mean? Like I know that's a love language, but they're not really like that. So then I feel like I've always suppressed all of those things about me because I've never been exposed to it. And I think I've talked about this where I was like, I hate hugging people. And then my partner was like, you have to hug every single person in my family. I was like, you're joking me. Because I'm just not used to that, and it feels really, really weird. And then so I've like always kind of suppressed feelings and thoughts and emotions and things like that because that's how I've grown up. So it's like stepping into, whoa, I feel so many feelings right now. How am I going to regulate and deal with this? And it also kind of strips back the layers to your identity, and you're like, what the hell? This is so fucking weird. I don't even know this version of me. So this pillar is like, if you're really wanting to step into it, don't feel disheartened if you can't achieve as many goals because of it, because I think this takes a lot of time and energy and work, and it can be really exhausting. But then when you come out the other side, like you're so much more confident and you feel so much better, and you create this kind of new identity that was always there, but it was suppressed. And I think I even saw this the other day because we saw one of my partner's friends that we haven't seen in like ages, and his new girl, well, they're not that new, but they've started dating this year and I haven't met her. And he said to her, like she said, what's Jess's vibe? Like, what's she like? And he was like, oh, she's so quiet. Sorry, does he even know me? I literally was like, what the hell? Like when she told me, I laughed out loud in her face because I was like shocked and confused. But it's so funny that he said that, because when she was walking across the car park to like towards us, I started giggling and I was like, oh my God, like I've never met this girl, but I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe we're dressed exactly the same right now. We were wearing the exact same outfit basically. Like she was wearing a black singlet, I was wearing a black halter. Like the only difference was it was a halter. We were both wearing like blue denim jeans, and we were both wearing like, I was wearing New Balance and she was wearing maybe like Sambas or something. But we were wearing like sneakers, you know what I mean? Like we looked the fucking same, and we both had like little cardigan throws like on our elbows, like, you know what I mean? Like half on. I was like, we both had that. It was like insane. And I was like, oh my God, like so dramatic across the car park, already laughing like a crazy woman. And then she told me that he said that about me. And I was like, interesting. I was like, no way would a quiet person be screaming across the car park about our matching fucking outfits. So he's got that wrong. But I think that's because he probably hasn't seen me in so long, and the older version of me would have been like more quiet. And I was like to my partner, why does he think that? And he was like, oh, because you like don't really talk about anything. I'm like, because you're boring. Next. What am I gonna have in common with a guy that I don't really know that well? Nothing. Next. I'm for the girls. Anyway, he probably knows that like my social media is like a man hater, and he's probably like, oh yeah, she's super quiet. So instead of thinking in your goal setting like what you want people to think, it's just what you want. Because for me, I just wanted to step in my confidence more. And I used to struggle to, even when I was younger, maybe like 2-3 years ago, even like order at the restaurant. And now I'm like pushing my boyfriend aside and I'm like, I would like this and this, please. And it's like I used to struggle with that so much. So it is really funny how you can start doing all the emotional work, peeling back the layers, kind of stepping into that, and then becoming so much more confident, and you almost wouldn't expect it. So love that. But it ties in everything. It ties in the outer goals, the inner goals, what you actually want. And it's kind of like the glue that holds everything together. You doing the emotional regulation, you doing the mindset work, you doing the breath work, you stepping into that version of you actually really, really helps you figure out and become clear on your vision. And if you don't have it together and you're feeling like you're a bit of a hot mess, then everything else goal-wise is going to become a hot mess. So you need to still pour into that pillar and almost prioritize that pillar and write that pillar first before everything else. Because if you're not showing up in that way, mindset-wise, pushing your edges, personal growth, all of the things, then you're actually not going to be able to work towards the health and fitness goals, the career goals, all of the things. So I hope that you've kind of like thought things out while I've been talking through this, but I want you to kind of brain dump it all and then get really clear on it. I think a lot of us can get stuck in like the aesthetics, and we want it to be like super nice and color coded and perfect and no like scribbles. I want you to do a scribble one. I want you to write down like every single thing that has come up for you and been on your mind, whatever single goal you've had, whether it's something really wild and crazy or something timid, and then actually go into perfecting that and getting really specific on that and creating this really like nice thing that's like, okay, these are my like top 5 to 10 things I'm working on. And from there, you can actually scroll on Pinterest, create a bit of a Pinterest board from there. 2 years ago, I created a whole Pinterest board and actually fully printed them out at Kmart, cut them all up and put them in a frame. This year I didn't. I actually just put it on Pinterest. Put it on Canva and put it as my lock screen and my like laptop lock screen as well, because I still have the one in my office, but it was a little bit of effort doing the printout one and like save the planner and whatever. So it's up to you what you want to do, but don't overcommit in all of it, and actually push your edges. Don't just set goals that you know you're going to tick off because you want to tick them off, and that just keeps you in your comfort zone. Like, oh, I just want to work on my friendships. No, boring. You're going to do that anyway. You're going to tick that off. Like, get really, really specific on it. And then once you've written them down and you've done your board and you're like feeling really clear and structured on all of the things, I want you to actually set a 90-day checkpoint, which if you forget, I'm feeling like I should do a podcast episode at the 90-day checkpoint for you, and I'll do it from like the start of Jan, 90 days, so that you can check in and actually see how you're going with your goals. Like, don't wait until the next December to realize, so December 2026, to realize, fuck, I haven't really been working on these goals I set, nothing's really changed, because your dream life doesn't need a full year. Things started turning around for me literally in January last year, and they've just kept going, and it's like crazy and insane. So keep going back to it, keep checking in on it. And at that 90-day checkpoint, when I'm going to drop an episode, so make sure you're actually following the podcast to get that notification, put your notifications on so you can get that 90-day checkpoint reminder from me. We are going to make sure that we are checking in and seeing that we're still working towards it, where we've fallen off, what we need to refocus on, because by March, you'll know what feels a bit more realistic and what feels a bit out of touch and what needs adjusting. So if you want to go deeper with this, literally just grab a coffee, get into journaling prompts that I said, reflect on this year, go into next year, do the board, all of the things, 1 page, 1 pillar, brain dump, then put it together. We're going for 5 to 10 goals, okay? Nothing crazy, nothing wild, nothing too like, I have 20 goals. No, let's just go 5 to 10. Most important, don't overthink it. Literally just go in, write it, because 2026 is not about perfection. It's about building that momentum to get to the goals. That is all from me. Long yap with you guys, but we just want to set our 2026 goals and stick to them. As I said, Make sure you follow along so that you get the notifications from me, subscribe, rate the podcast, all of the things, so that we can fucking nail 2026 together. I'm so excited to do this together. And I can't wait to share with you all like the things that I'm working on. It's actually crazy. Anyway, that is all from me, and I will catch you in the next one. Mwah. That's a wrap on another episode of Navigating Your 20s. Thank you so much for joining me and taking the time to listen. If you enjoyed the conversation, vibes, and got something out of today, please feel free to send me a DM with any key takeaways and feedback, or share on your socials and tag me so we can connect. If you liked today's episode and you're wanting more from me, you can find me on all socials at success.withjess.